Hey everybody, Mikey Lito here. This afternoon, I went to a matinee showing of Matthew Vaughn's latest wacky, bonkers spy comedy action adventure. It's called Argyle, and I'm going to talk to you about it in just a moment. So, hello again, everyone. Mikey Lito here, and our movie tonight is Argyle. And I want to begin. We're going to talk about another movie also, uh, but I want to begin by discussing today's review word. It's convolution. And I'm particularly interested in the second definition that you see on the screen, a coil or twist, especially one of many. The word convolution will come up later in this review. So, as I said, I want to talk about another movie first. I want to talk about The Beekeeper. It's a movie that I saw mid January. I didn't get a chance to record a review, but I want to talk about it and use it as a counterpoint to the movie that is premiering tonight. The Beekeeper is a movie by David Ayer, or Ayer, Ayer. He was the director of the movie, and you may have known him as the director of the first The Suicide Squad movie. And he got together with Jason Statham, and they put together this movie, The Beekeeper. And The Beekeeper is a very simple movie, very straightforward. It's about Jason Statham's character killing bad guys. That's all he does. Now, at the time that I saw it, I had a great time with this movie. I thought the movie was fantastic. But what I ended up doing was I had to revise upward my review of The Equalizer 3 because I had so much fun with The Beekeeper. I couldn't give them both the same rating. So I upgraded the Equalizer 3 from a 7 to an 8. And my rating for The Beekeeper, you can probably guess, is a 7 out of 10. That's 3.5 stars on a 5-star scale. Totally straightforward movie. The plot makes absolutely no sense at all. The set pieces kind of make no sense at all because no matter what Jason Statham's character is up against in this movie, he's taking them out. But it was great fun, very cathartic, and I enjoyed it. And as it turned out, a lot of other people enjoyed it as well. Which brings us to tonight's movie, Argyle. Now, the previews for Argyle were very fantastic, got me very interested in it. And let's take a look at a cast list, shall we? The cast is this is the promotional poster for Argyle, and you can see. Let me put on my glasses so that I can read this. Henry Cavill, Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Rockwell, Bryan Cranston, Catherine O'Hara, Dua Lipa, Ariana DeBose, John Cena, and Samuel L. Jackson. What a cast list. That's fantastic, isn't it? Pay attention to the tagline there. The greater the spy, the bigger the lie. And that's appropriate when it comes to talking about this cast list because uh, Henry Cavill and Dua Lipa and Samuel L. Jackson do not lead this film. And I was even thinking that it was Cavill and Bryce Dallas Howard that led this film. No. The principal characters in this film are Sam Rockwell and Bryce Dallas Howard. Now, what happens is Bryce Dallas Howard is an author, or she's introduced to us as an author, who has written spy novels. When the film opens, she is written her fourth spy novel, and apparently her novels are so great that her audience wants to know when number 5 is coming out. And it turns out that she is already in the process of writing number 5. And so she tells her audience very soon now. This all happens at the beginning of the film. Well, the way this film unrolls, basically we're seeing what book number 5 is, because the rest of the plot is that her books are so close to what is actually happening in real life that now an secret organization is after her because she's coming too close to reality. So, as I said, the principal characters are Sam Rockwell and Bryce Dallas Howard. Now, Sam Rockwell is just fantastic in this movie. I loved him in this movie. Uh, he did a really fantastic job. I'm a little annoyed at the director, Matthew Vaughn, because 2/3 of the way into the film, Sam Rockwell's character kind of became like a different character, not the guy that we met early on in the film. Now, Bryce Dallas Howard, as I said, is the other principal. She plays, let me get a character's name, Ellie Conway. She is the author who writes about Argyle. He's a fictional character that's played by Henry Cavill. The problem here is that Henry Cavill, Dua Lipa, and John Cena are basically cameos in this film. Cavill appears more than Dua Lipa and John Cena, but the three of them are principally involved in the opening set piece of this film. We get this really high octane set piece at the beginning of the movie, and after that, like, different stuff happens. As I mentioned earlier, the word of the night is convolution. This movie is very convoluted. Principal actors in the film are Sam Rockwell and Bryce Dallas Howard. They're ably supported by Bryan Cranston and Catherine O'Hara. But the three people that we see on the screen right now, them and Ariana DeBose, we do not see very often. Not to say that they are not principally involved in what is happening in the film. Samuel L. Jackson appears like midway through the second act. All of these actors that I'm mentioning now, Mr. Jackson, uh, Henry Cavill, Dua Lipa, John Cena, they're principally credited cameos. That's how they appear in the film. Sam Rockwell and Bryce Dallas Howard and Bryan Cranston and Catherine O'Hara are the actors that we see throughout most of the film. So then there's this little cat named Alfie. We saw a lot of Alfie in the previews, and he has a lot to do. Ellie takes him with her just about everywhere she goes, except just about at the time that Sam Rockwell's character, who's named Aiden, gets de-emphasized, all of a sudden Alfie gets de-emphasized too. Now he comes back later in the film, but just he momentarily disappears. Matthew Vaughn, highly stylistic director. He also co-wrote this film. His directorial skills are a-okay, and the cinematography is like really good, and the action highly stylistic, and when we have set pieces, they're really high octane. But to me, the film was really, really disappointing. We'll get to that in a moment. Here's the rating scale that I use for these reviews. It goes from 1 to 10, and I am giving Argylle a, and if you tuned into my Twitter feed earlier, you know the score. It's a 6 out of 10. That's equivalent to 3.5 stars. I guess on Rotten Tomatoes, that would be marginally fresh. It's not meh because I like I give the film style points, but it's way too convoluted. It did not need to be as convoluted as it was. After a while, I just stopped thinking about all the twists and turns because I figured it really didn't make a difference. Now, I should note there is a mid-credit scene in this film. There is no end-credit scene in the film. The mid-credit scene could possibly, it alludes to another uh, universe that Matthew Vaughn works in. Whether or not that means that it relates to this film, I couldn't possibly tell you. Only Matthew Vaughn could tell you. But what the mid-credit scene does do is that it foreshadows another film, which would be uh, the storytelling of Ellie's book one. So that's Argylle. As I said, 6 out of 10, 3 out of 5 stars. That's what I thought about it. That's my opinion. And as I always say, watch content, form opinion. You just heard mine. I'd like to hear yours. There's a live comment. Let's see who it is. It's Darth Plato. I thought he was on the air. Darth Plato and RM are doing a watch party over on the Positive Fandom channel and the Burn Network. So, but thanks for stopping by, Darth Plato. And for the rest of you, uh, please comment down below, like and share this video, and subscribe to the channel. It's been a rough month, but we got a couple of films coming up next month. I think I already have Dune scheduled, and there's one other film I have scheduled. Let me just take a real quick look here. Dune is coming up at the beginning of March. and I will be seeing that in IMAX. I wanted to see the Book of Clarence in January, but I decided to send my phone out on tour. One day you'll have to ask me about that. Madam Web is the other film that I will be reviewing. Darth Plater's still around, huh? He says, watch Henry Cavill, form opinion. I have, and I have to both of those things. Um, are you guys through with your broadcast? Um, they are doing it's the Apple. It's the Apple TV show. Um, it's about Flyboys. I know that. I should be watching, and I'm not because I'm wedded to 12 O'Clock High, the movie with Gregory Peck and Dean Jagger. And I really love that movie. And I don't know whether the series that they're watching will hold up against it, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll check into it. I haven't really been watching a lot of current TV content so far this year. Still haven't watched For All Mankind, and I know everybody else is finished. Uh, the last current thing that I watched was Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which I really loved. So that is, uh, I have to get caught up on my TV content. Now, before I go, I'm going to talk about something that I don't normally talk about. Uh, a lot of you know that I am a Regal Unlimited subscriber, and today I became a subscriber of Regal Unfillables, and I have the bucket right here. I need to go big on this. Oh, you can't see the bucket because I'm using my fake living room. So let me take care of the fake living room for a moment. This is the bucket. For those of you who use Regal, this is like halfway between a medium and a large. And uh, so it's kind of sturdy plastic. It should hold up as long as it doesn't get abused. And then here's the drink cup. This is Regal's small. It's 32 ounces. So I'm going to keep track of this to see whether or not this is a good deal. Well, one thing that I will tell you, at least in New York State anyway, is uh, as a Regal Unlimited member, I got the 10% discount that I was supposed to get, but New York State charges sales tax, so buoy for them. So the fake living room is back on. And it gives me the opportunity to tell you that if you want to subscribe to any of my social media channels, those are the ones that are there. I'm also now on Blue Sky Social, which I have not added to this graphic, but I'm also on Blue Sky Social, as well as all of these other social media channels at Mikey Lito Live. And you can read my leisure blog at MikeyLito.blog and my opinion blog at MikeyLito.com. And I think that's it. I think I'm done. So, as I said, Madam Web is coming up mid month, and Dune in March will be the movie that we go see then. And I'm going to have to see if I can find the Book of Clarence and American Fiction, I think, is the other movie that I want to see that I haven't been able to see. And I also intended to go see ISS, and I wasn't able to see that either. But we're going to try and get caught up on all of these different things. So that's it. Until the next time, I think Madam Web, it will be the next movie. That's February the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, a Wednesday. So I guess they scheduled that for all the dudes to take their ladies out to see Madam Web. But I will be seeing it that afternoon, and I will come home and do a review, possibly before you take your ladies out on a date. So we shall see. But until the next time, this is Mike Alito saying thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Ciao for now.